Hello my beautiful beard growing friends. So today I've got 10 beard growing tips for you that I wish I had known before growing a beard. I haven't heard some of these in other places. So let's get into the content. If you're new to this channel, please remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification. That means a lot to me. I'm going to share everything beard growth, maintenance, and everything I've learned over the past 2 years growing a beard, and I want to share that with you. Okay, let's get on with my first tip. Tip 1, now this is mentioned nearly everywhere, but it has to be said, is that you will be tried in terms of your patience and your willpower. And those are kind of two different little things for me. So patience, clearly just leaving the beard to do what it wants, letting it grow at its sort of glacial speed is so hard to deal with. Just let it grow. And then willpower is once you've got a bit of a beard, I don't know about you or I don't know about other beard growers, but I cannot leave this thing alone. I'm always trimming, I'm sorting out the cheeks. I'm actually going through a growth phase at the moment where I'm just letting it go for 2 months. I'm not touching it other than trimming up here and under here, sometimes on my neck with a single blade safety razor. But yes, those are the two things, patience and willpower. You do learn about your limits when growing a beard. All right, number two. Number two is something that I wasn't really expecting to be a big deal, but it is that people have an opinion about my beard. Good, bad, neutral. But if you're the sort of person that always kind of is worried about what other people are thinking, having a beard is a terrible idea just because people, for some reason, are very happy to tell you what they think of your beard. I think I've got a nice beard, but some people are like, oh, it's horrible, you should shave it off. And you would never say that about, I don't know, maybe a hairstyle, or maybe you would, I don't know, but definitely that is a beard growing tip, is that you have to be prepared for people's opinions, and ultimately, you are the only one who has to be satisfied with your beard, no one else, so don't listen to them. Why, people? Why? Okay, number three. Tip number three is to make sure you look after your skin. Once your beard gets to a certain size, you kind of forget that there's skin underneath. And in the early stages, make sure you moisturize, you exfoliate, you do all of the things that kind of a good good skin maintenance stuff. But then when your beard starts to grow a little bit longer, you do have skin still underneath. So how do you look after that? Well, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but beard oil products, moisturizer, a beard conditioner, Bluebeard's beard conditioner I really like, and I make sure that I get it on my fingertips and I get really deep and I just, look after the skin that's under the beard. It can be really, really easy to ignore, but yes, tip number three is make sure you look after your skin under your beard, because that's where itchiness can occur if you've got dead skin cells there all the time. When you're washing, make sure to get down to the skin as well. All of that will mean your beard will smell nice, look nice, won't be as itchy as it could be, and that you won't have beard druff or dandruff from dry, flaky skin underneath. So yes, look after your skin. That's number three. Number four, is to grow a beard past where you want. So at the moment, I'm going through a beard growing phase because I'm going to grow it out and then push it back a little bit with trimming. I'll go see a barber for that to make sure it's done perfectly. But, that is a tip that I didn't really understand, is that, you don't creep up on the beard necessarily. The best way to do it is to grow it out past the beard you want and then trim it back to the beard, like hedge trimming, right? So always overshoot the length of beard you want, because you may get to that length and go, you know what, I like this. And I think that's what I've done. I'm always chasing that extra inch, that extra half inch. And the more I get, the more I'm like, this beard, I like it. I'm going to keep it a little bit longer. And so I'm going for 2 months now, and then I'll trim it back. And that means that all of the kind of supporting hairs behind, it will look nice and dense. It will look full. I'll be able to trim up the lines exactly where they need to be. I'm not working with sort of like predetermined lines if my beard was a little bit shorter. So yes, grow past the beard that you want and trim it back. Number 5, our favorite topic is itching. I was quite fortunate that in the early stages of my beard growth, I had very little itching, but it is a massive pain in the ass. Everyone gets through it. All right, I just want to let you know that this beard on my face now, I can barely tell it's there. At the moment, there's a little bit of irritation right in the corner here of my lips, but overall, I cannot tell that this beard is on my face. And so the itchiness, the irritation, the being super aware of your beard, it is a phase and you will get through it. One thing I recommend, and one of the first places that I recommend people trim up, is your neckline. The neckline is so irritating if it's long. It's so irritating if it's the kind of early stage of your beard growth and you're like, you know what, I'm going to get rid of all of it. You don't have to, you just have to get rid of this bit under here. So yes, beard itch is a thing, but you'll get through it. It doesn't last too long. Okay, so I was in the markets where I do a lot of my shopping, and I saw a man with a glorious beard, and this was in my early stages of growing a beard. And I said to him, what is your number one tip? And he said, beard oil. And you know what? I ignored him for a long time. I didn't get beard oil. I don't know why. I was like, oil and beards? They don't go together, that's silly. But it turns out that beard oil does actually help in a whole plethora of awesome beardy ways. I actually make my own now with jojoba oil and argan oil, but you can just buy them. They are lovely. Go check out Beard Pro for the ones I recommend. It's just so great. You know, beard oil, unscented beard oil, if you don't like a heavily scented beard oil, is just so brilliant. It has so many awesome sort of effects on your beard, keeping it soft, keeping it managed, keeping it conditioned, making it look nice, giving it a little bit of a shine so it looks nice and shiny. All of those things are benefits that I didn't get because I ignored the beard man in the markets. Listen to the beard man in the markets. Go get yourself some beard oil. It really, I hate pushing products, but it really does just work and help. Okay, number 7, this one. Tip number 7 is, you know what? It's something I've not seen anywhere else. People talk about it, but my partner and I kiss a lot less. Having a mustache on your face, imagine being like a person without a beard and having this sort of hair pushed up in your face all the time, for a kiss. So kissing is completely different. It's a little bit awkward. You kind of have to push your lips out further. But yeah, kissing is just different now when I've got a beard. I used to cut really close up here and that really didn't help. It just spiked her. So yeah, like if you're lucky enough to have a person to kiss regularly, growing a beard will affect that. I don't know why. It's just in their face and in your face, and it's a barrier to your lips. So yeah, there we are. Tip, what was that? Tip number 7, kissing is different. And if you like kissing, maybe a beard isn't for you. Go for a mustacheless beard. Then all your lips are completely open, ready for that delicious smooching. Tip number 8 is that you will need napkins more than you ever have before in the past. I am not a messy eater. I've never needed napkins, but now whenever I order a coffee, I ask for a napkin. Whenever I also order something that could get stuck in my mustache, I order a napkin. I ask for a napkin. Napkins and sort of handkerchiefs and things to mop your beard is just what will happen. As your beard gets longer, things will get stuck in your beard, and also crumbs and stuff won't fall off your chin anymore. They'll get stuck. So yeah, it's just a matter of growing a beard and getting stuff stuck in it. It does happen to the best of us. It is a bit gross, but definitely napkins will be your best friend. Tip number 9 is that you will spend a lot more time getting ready than ever before. Now, I am not really a kind of like, I've never been one to spend a lot of time getting ready in the past, but now I shave up my beard, I trim it up, I shave the edges, I make sure I look perfect, I put in oil, I blow dry it, I straighten it, I can put wax in, I can put beard balm, like all of these things just take time. So just be aware that it does take a lot of time, much more time than without a beard. And you know, you can shortcut it a little bit. If you've got beard straighteners and some oil, you're probably only going to take a couple minutes, but it does matter to me now that my beard looks good during the day. And so in the mornings, even though it takes 5 minutes, it does take an extra 5 minutes every day. And if I'm going somewhere special or doing a video, I'll spend a little bit more time with the beard balm and brushing it out and just making sure everything's sat nicely. So yeah, having a beard does mean you'll be spending a lot more time looking in the mirror. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're a sort of person that is already struggling with maintenance stuff or morning routines and you're rushing out the door, maybe adding a beard to that isn't the best thing. What I do recommend though is you just keep it simple, right? Nothing crazy. Beard oil most days. Buy a straightener. They do sort of like cut down on the blow drying, a component of growing a beard. That's it. So yes, you're going to spend a lot more time looking in the mirror. And tip number 10 is that every day is different. Every day with my beard, I am tackling a new thing and it never ends. I thought I'd get to like this stage and be like, great, I've got a beard, I'm gonna grow it. But I'm always looking at that next thing. Like now I want a bigger mustache and I want a little bit more length on the front. Like all of those things are just always kind of, every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I could do this tweak, I could trim up this bit, I could cut this part of the mustache. Like all of those things just never stop. At least they haven't stopped for me, about 2 years or so in. I think that doesn't change. Even if your beard is super long, you're always kind of thinking, right, what is next? And also, each day is different. Today, I found that my beard just didn't sit as well as I normally like it to sit. I had to put a bit more beard wax in. Oil wasn't good enough. It wasn't keeping it there. The blow drying really dried out my hair this morning, and so it got super frizzy. Sometimes I get out of the shower and it's like a miracle. Everything just sort of like sits in place and I'm like, wow, that was easy. So yeah, it never stops. Having a beard and maintaining a beard is a journey. There are problems at every stage. The problems just change. Kind of like owning a business, I think. So yeah, there's tip number 10. There we are. There's my 10 top tips. Let me know in the comments what your top tips are for growing a beard. What's the one thing you wish you had known before starting? And yeah, remember to subscribe because I love it. I'm going to be sharing more of these tips, tricks, maintenance hacks with you over the whatever, like years, I hope. So yeah, there we are. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video.